So as we go from this daily and jump over to the 30, and again, remember, the daily is that swing short. And this comparison of the 30, which we'll take a look at there, Bo, your question, and the current setup on the daily 30, on the daily euro, this is a process of triage, comparing two time frames within the same pair to find out which one really might have the better setup, because a lot of times we might have conflicting setups. So let's see what the 30 brings. So the 30, while the euro was bouncing to that bottom line of the wave, on the daily, we had an uptrend on this short-term intraday chart. Okay, so this is a good point where you got to remember that the bounce on the daily chart can only come if the short-term intraday charts begin to rally. I don't have a rally or even an uptrend on the daily, but I do have both on the 30. So when I take a look at what's happening here, we have just broken. If I hop back into replay mode here, let me just do that real quick. So I've got replay mode here. I'm just going to go back a couple candles. This morning, and this I've rewound back to is 7:30. We had a sideways cycle. Now, to correctly identify and confirm the cycle, you really should have the appropriate look back, and that's a minimum of a week, 2 weeks preferably, on the 30-minute time frame. And you can see the angle, the market cycle, was a sideways market cycle. We're moving sideways within this congestion or consolidation, whatever you want to call it. So you move forward one candle at a time, and we know what happened. The dollar sank on that 830 GDP. The euro rallied on that. This is our move to the bottom line of the wave, isn't it? So this move higher on the 30, in essence, is part of that correction on the daily. So you move forward from here, and the question here is, how much more upside do I have on this euro? Do I feel that I'm willing to take the short on the daily now and wait it out? Or do I still think there's some short-term opportunity to play some buys within within this fairly fresh uptrend on the 30-minute euro? And I realize this uptrend had been moving higher, consolidated, and now it's another leg of moving higher. Not far from the 3100 and just below the 3000 level. Is there a buy here? Yes, at 2919, 2920, the minor psychological number, there is a buy. And that buy is valid in my mind when you're using a double zero or something with close proximity to a double zero. With a 2919, 2920 entry, I'd be willing to hang on to this probably to 2895, and that would be a cheated in stop. That's not using the point of validity, which would have me down to 2867. I don't know that I want to give a 30-minute chart that much room to wiggle. I realize that it's not point of validity, but I'm okay using the double zero as, in many ways, a key support level to keep me in this trend following long. Again, this is a fresh trend. It's an intraday trend as we run into resistance on the daily chart. Let me ask you this. Can you be in both of them simultaneously? Absolutely. You really can, because we don't know when the daily chart is going to finally reverse. And we could bounce up again on that daily chart while still holding on to the validity of a daily short, but simultaneously playing the strength of a 30-minute long. You can do that. You can't do that in the same account, but you can do that. And I don't do that often, but it's a very realistic trade, because it's the very bounce of the 30 that's leading to the short on the daily. And when the 30 is done bouncing, that's when we can realistically assume the downtrend will resume on the daily. It's what I call a one thing leads to another. The strength in the intraday chart is what leads to the corrective short on the longer term chart here. This is not multiple time frame confirmation. It's not multiple time frame confirmation in that I'm not looking to play the 30 in the direction of the daily. Instead, I realize that it's the culmination of the direction of the intraday short-term charts that in fact make the direction of the daily. I believe in small to large in terms of time frame, not large to small.